By a show of hands, and I'll be the first to admit, who has drank and drove? Okay. Drinking and driving kills. It is my hope and goal that by the end of this presentation, everybody in this room, at least, will no longer drink and drive. I will be covering how important this topic is, the possible solution, the rewards and consequences if it is continued or not, and also finally what you can do. First, we will cover how important it is. Drinking and driving causes unnecessary harm and death. According to Mad.com, Mothers Against Drink Driving, in 2012, 1,296 people in Texas died due to alcohol-related crashes. A very astonishing amount of deaths, considering every single one of them could have been easily prevented by someone not drinking and driving. Texas leads the nation in alcohol-related deaths, as per KHOU, a news station in Houston. 32.3% of all fatalities in 2012 due to car crashes were because of alcohol, as per the National Safety Council, a nonprofit organization that tries to save lives through leadership, research, education, and advocacy. I drank and drove one time, and that's all it took. A 20-mile ride home, and I had no clue of any detail of that ride. Couldn't remember a bit of it. I could have easily have taken someone else's life, or even my own. Anyone who rides in a vehicle or knows someone who rides in a vehicle can be affected. Impaired driving is a serious issue in Texas, and it affects many more than only those involved in drunk driving crashes, as quoted from the National Safety Council's website. For example, if a mom or dad dies in a drunk driving accident, whether they be the one who caused it or not, they're leaving behind loved ones, children, parents, siblings, who are left wondering why. Why us? Imagine being, for example, a 7 or even 8-year-old child living without your parents. What kind of life would that be? Now you know how important not drinking and driving is. I will cover the solution. And the solution is simple. Stop drinking and driving. When the drunk driving stops, innocent lives are no longer taken, and families are no longer torn apart. If you can't trust your self-control by not drinking and driving, there is plan B. Say you want to go out and have a few drinks. Take a designated driver. Or, once you get to where you're going, give the bartender your keys and ask them politely to call you a cab when you're ready to go home. Now you know the solutions. I'm going to show you the rewards and consequences. If this trend continues and people continue not caring, the consequences could hit closer to home than ever expected. A very dear friend of mine, her name is Ashley Richards, 21 years old, in October of 2009, she was hit head-on by a drunk driver, 48-year-old man. She died. The 4 other people in her vehicle lived, suffering injuries, but lived. Because of him, this woman who was smiling and happy, brought joy to a room in an instant, had to go see the Lord much too soon. If you choose not to drink and drive, the rewards can be happy. They are happy. Because you're not only saving your life, you're keeping others out of harm's way. For example, my niece and nephew, Sarah and Anthony, they are the light of my life. The reason of my being, I always say. They are only 6 and 8 years old. By not drinking and driving, you are possibly saving not only their lives, but the lives of those that love them. You could possibly not leave them orphaned or even dead. You've seen the consequences, and I've explained the rewards. Finally, what you can do. It cannot be put any clearer. The action is don't drink and drive. As I said earlier, if you plan to go out drinking, there's solutions to it. You take a designated driver. Or, if you plan to drive yourself, you hand your keys over to that bartender, as I said earlier, and you ask them to call you a cab when you're ready to go home. Most bartenders will do that. Don't see it as, well, I'm weak, I'm a coward, I can't handle my alcohol. It's not that. It's the fact that you need to put someone else's life, and possibly your own, before the drinking. In conclusion, it is my hope and goal that everyone in this room will no longer drink and drive. Because drinking and driving kills. You never know if it could be you that kills someone, or even someone kills you, or someone you love. So please, protect your life, and those that you love, and those around you, and please don't drink and drive.